Hello and welcome everyone, it's Shanna. Now today we're going to be using this Norwegian rose malling 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders, and this is a big one. And I'm just going to right off the bat get started. I'm going to emboss just a white panel with this, and I'm going to tell you what, this embossing folder is going to take care of our card. This is going to be a very simple card, and I'm just kind of showing off the embossing folder and how you can just take an embossing folder and a simple sentiment and make yourself a beautiful card. Now this thing is quite large, and I'm going to do some cutting on it to try and get it cut down to the size that I want it to be, and I'll just keep trimming away until I get it to where it will fit on a 5x7 card base. Once all of the cutting is finished, I wind up doing 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, I think, roughly. But I'm just going to trim until I get it to where I want it. And I wasn't measuring at that point, I was just trimming it off, but once I got finished, I measured it, and it was roughly, that's what it roughly was. So I had just a little, I don't know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch all the way around the card when I get it framed. I'm going to bring in a card base, and I've just cut it to 10 by 7, and then you'll score it at 5, and then you'll have a 5x7 card base. And so I'm just bringing in this Cricut trimmer, and I've just got the scoring blade on it. I use it for the bigger cards, and I'll just run it up and down there a couple times, get a score line, and then we'll fold it over, and we'll have our card base ready. And so I'm just going to have just a little tiny bit of this light teal colored peeking out behind the white embossed panel. So I'm just going to fold it over and try and get it lined up carefully. Just put the two corners together, and then I'll just grab my bone folder and we'll just run over it. So I hope everybody's doing well. We are having a little bit of a change in the weather here. It's been a little bit cooler. And then we had yesterday was a little bit warmer, and then today we're kind of back cooler, and it's kind of rainy and kind of gray and a little bit of wind. So it's kind of a gloomy day. But it's a good time to rest and kind of relax. Sometimes we get so busy in the summer that we just wear ourselves out, and we need those kind of colder, gloomy days, I guess, to kind of rest up, it seems like. Now, I do prefer summer. I'm not a winter person at all, but I do enjoy the fall if it just would last a little bit longer. So we're trimming again, and I was just eyeballing the card base that I made, and so I'm just going to trim down again until I get it where I want it. And I'll just keep testing it until I get a nice little edge all the way around there. So I don't know about you guys, but I have a bunch of embossing folders. Most of mine are from Spellbinders. I do have some Pink and Main and some Simon Says, but predominantly Spellbinders are my embossing folders. And sometimes you forget to use them, and I'm telling you what, they make such a difference on your card layers. So I'm just showing here how you can just take an embossing folder, add a sentiment, and you've got a beautiful card. And this one is really pretty, and the sentiment that I want to use on it is really big. So I'm going to actually make this a top folding 5x7 card, and this was a pattern that I think you could go in either direction on, so that's why I chose to use it. This is new, a newer release from Spellbinders, and we'll just get it laid down on this light teal colored card base, and it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm just using my little magnet for my glass mat to hold down the corner there so I can get it laid down nice and neat. And I've got just a brief moment. I've got my oldest grandson is at preschool, and my youngest grandson is taking a nap. So I thought I'm going to capitalize on this moment and actually get this voiceover done while he's snoozing. He must have awakened early this morning because he's taking an early nap. So I'm taking advantage of some quiet time. Pat's at the gym working out, so the house is real quiet, and I thought I could get this done. But I am looking forward to the weekend. Last weekend I had the boys overnight on the weekend, and I really didn't get any time off. And so I'm looking forward to this weekend having some time off and having Monday off to get some crafting done. So you can see I've taken out this big happiness sentiment, and this is from Spellbinders. I believe it's part of the story book collection, storytelling collection that Spellbinders put out, and they've got some really large dies, and I think they're predominantly for scrapbooking. And the video that I ran on Thursday, actually I ran it, it's going to run today. I ran it on Friday. It is a huge stitch die, and it was one I think that was more for scrapbooking, like your 12 by 12 pages. And I actually made a canvas with it, and it turned out really pretty. So these are bigger dies. So some of these sentiments, we've got happiness, we've got Christmas, we've got December, autumn, all those, and they're really, really big. So they're, meant for some bigger projects, and so that's why I'm choosing to bring in the 5x7. And this embossing folder, I think, is also meant for a bigger project. So this worked out nicely together. So I'm going to take some scraps that I have in my craft room and do the words. So I've got two-tone teal there. I've got the lighter one, which is the same color as my card base, and then I'm bringing in this darker teal for my happiness letters, and I'm going to just die cut it out, and we'll layer this up, and it'll look really pretty, the two tones on the white. And I'm going to use this card for a wedding card. I've got an upcoming wedding that I'm not going to be able to attend, and we need to get a gift card or some money or something and send a card in advance since we're going to be gone during the wedding. So I thought this would be really pretty for a wedding card. It's going to say happiness on it, and then I can put something personalized on the inside. And you can see the happiness is not attached. I think you've got, 3 or 4 pieces with this one that you have to get laid down, and it lays down very simple with a shadow die. So I'm going to just lay down the back part of it, and I think this is the INESS. And the neighbor's dog is just barking incessantly. So I don't know if you hear that in the background or not, but they need to let it inside. So there we go. And I've got to get the eye on there, the dot to the eye, the tittle. So I'm going to grab it. I'll just grab it with my wax pickup, and we'll get it laid down on there. And then we'll finish off the rest of the sentiment. So I know, right now Stamp Timber's going on, and they're releasing a lot of different products and stuff, but I'm not personally buying right now. But I have noticed that there are some releases that look very similar to some things that I already have. In fact, one of the dies that I saw released, I actually have. And so I don't know if it's a re-release or what, but I think I'm going to bring at least one video to my channel showing some older product that I have that remind me of some of the new releases going on in September. So maybe you have some of those things too. Have you noticed that some of the things that are released look similar to things that we already have? I'll be interested in hearing that. Let me know in the description box or in the comment box below. But I have seen some sunflower releases that look very similar to some sunflowers that I have already. And then I saw a butterfly die that I thought was identical to one that I have. So I'm going to pull those out and perhaps put together a video for that. But let me know if you're seeing that as well. I had been digging through some of my stamps and dies looking for something particular to assemble, and that's where I kind of came across some of those products, and it made me realize as I was watching, and I'm seeing lots of videos because, a lot of them are doing all the same videos on the same stuff right now. And so I had noticed that, and I thought I'm going to just bring them out and use it. Since I'm on a no-buy, it's a good time to go back through and reuse some of these things that I already have that I haven't looked at in a while. And so I'm going to I think I'm going to do that if I get a chance. I do have a lot of Spellbinders new release products coming, so you're going to see some of that as well. But I'm going to try to remember to use some of the things that I already have. And I've got a little frog in my throat, so I'm trying not to cough while I'm putting this together. So I'm just going to lay some foam tape on this happiness. And that way, since I've got some 3D dimension on here from the embossed folder, this will just lay nicely on there. And I'm just going to put it right in the center, and I think it looks very pretty. And I really think that is all that you need on this card from a design standpoint. But I am going to bring in, I have some perfect enamel dots from Altino that are just the right color. You can see I've got 3 tones of this teal here, and I'm just going to choose one of those tones and add some of these to this just to add some additional interest, and I think it'll finish the card off nicely. So when you really just don't have a lot of time to make a card, you can honestly, and when you need one, you can honestly grab an embossing folder, cardstock layer, and a sentiment and some embellishments, and boom, you have got a beautiful, clean card ready for the go. So I encourage you, when you're in a rush and you need something, grab your embossing folders and let them do the work for you, because I think they're simply beautiful and definitely add a lot to your cards. You can ink them up too and have some additional interest, but for this one I just wanted clean, white, and I think it looks really pretty. So this will finish off our card. I hope you like it. I think it turned out really nice, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.